Hi everybody, look what I'm doing here. I have an appointment today. I'm looking for my spoon and then this. I had some cherry tomatoes and then I bought new ones. So these ones are the old ones. And let me grab this to tilt this and show you. I added a lot of olive oil and some cherry tomatoes, and I'm going to squish them up now. I heated them up first so they don't splatter all over me. But seeds and all, and then I just added some fresh garlic. What I'm going to do is make the fastest marinara, but I'm going to do something fun with something I had in the freezer because I thought I got to make this pretty quick so that I can be back and it won't have that much longer to cook. Okay, what I did was this. I had made extra meatballs. I'm going to tip this up a little bit. And when I made them for spaghetti and meatballs, I put 10 of them in the freezer for later. So if I had regular sauce, I could just plop them in. But I'm going to make this sauce, and what I'm going to do with these is really cool. I'm going to stuff some nice banana peppers with my meatballs. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Have I ever done this before? No. I've stuffed these with lots of different things. Leftover rice, hot sausage, sloppy Joe mix. I mean, all kinds of things. But never my meatballs. So I'm going to cook down this sauce, but I am going to add 1 can of tomato paste and a little bit of water and 1 can of crushed tomatoes. And I was thinking maybe I could do, I had some leftover raw onion from, red onion from when we had a salad. I always keep this on the side if we're having company, and then they can put it in as they like. But I could put that in the mixture because these are thawing out and they'll be pliable. So let's see how it goes. Those fresh cherry tomatoes do just what they say. They make the sauce fresh. Because I am going to use the can here. Okay, I'll mix that in. I'm going to add a little bit of basil, I decided to. Okay. And then a can with a little bit of water. I'll decide how thin or thick I want that. But the idea of mixing fresh with a can of something just elevates it. It makes it nice and fresh. That's the idea of cheating cooking, right? So there's a few ways, of course, to stuff these. You can just take the cap off, shake the seeds out, and stuff it down. But I find there's more pepper ratio than meat. So what I do is I find however it wants to lay. Look, it doesn't want to lay like that. It wants to go there. So I'm going to cut it this way so that both halves will lay flat. If I cut it like this, they're never going to stand up. Does that make sense? And I might even leave this on. Yeah, I'm going to cut that little bugger off. And then I'm going to just go down the middle as best I can. And then get this one like that. I usually just shake the seeds out. You can get a little spoon or whatever. Let me do that. Get the pith, the white part out. I try not to touch any seeds from the peppers, any kind of pepper that might be hot. So it looks like this, and it doesn't look very impressive, but the meat will mound up like so. Okay, let me just get this one done. Get that pith. I'm leaving this on just because it'll hold more that way. And I usually pick the smaller, whatever it is to eat, and Thane will pick the larger one, right? I serve him the larger one. Okay. Let's just do one real quick, okay, for demo, and then I'll do these other ones. Here's my meatballs. They're not all the way thawed, but some of them are. So I'm going to grab out. Let me grab 2 of them out and see what we can do. Now, I said, should I add onion? Should I do this or that? No, these are like really good. These are just my regular spaghetti and meatballs, and they do have cheese in them. and they have some breadcrumb and egg and, you know, garlic and whatnot. So they're pretty tasty just how they are. So what I'm going to do is I'll just kind of semi-form this. This part's still frozen. I can feel it. And I'm literally going to push that bugger down in. Give me a little bit more on this. Okay. And why not? It's a good combination, you know. Oh, and in the sauce, I added, let me kind of show you over. Well, I'll show you in a second. Let me do this other little one. He doesn't have as much boatness to him, right? But that's okay. I'm going to form this again, like so, and just kind of push it in. Take a little bit more, meet the bowl. Okay. And then like this. So before you put like things in a dish to make enchilada or lasagna or any kind of casserole or whatever, you can either put oil, which I don't. I use a little bit of the sauce. So let me show you the sauce here and what I put in it, okay? Take my lid off. Get this over. So what I put in was, after it cooked a little bit more, and it smells fantastic. It smells kind of like a pizza den in here. So this is basil. Here's hot peppers, hot pepper flakes, and then a little bit of oregano. So with those, that flavor profile, if you will. You know what's funny is, I might have mentioned this before, Thane doesn't love, no, let me rephrase that. Thane doesn't like fresh tomatoes, like on a sandwich or a salad. He'll hand them right over to me because I love them. What he doesn't mind is when I just crunch up tomatoes like this, or I'll even mince up. I saved a couple of these peppers. I know I'm getting off track. Saved a couple of these and put them in the freezer. I make the shrimp dish with like a linguine, aglio olio, like an olive oil, garlic, and I put these in it. But sometimes in addition to that, I'll take a regular tomato, fresh tomato, mince it up and throw it in. He doesn't mind it like that. It's just kind of marries right in there. But I'm going to put a little bit of this on the bottom, or a lot, because I'm going to cover them up anyway. But I get it up in the corners, and that way it doesn't stick. Okay? Anytime you do a layered dish or a dish like that. So then what I'll do is I'll take these and I will just lay them down in there and then cover them with sauce. Maybe I'll add mozzarella or something like that on the side. But I'm going to finish doing these and I'll show you what that whole dish looks like when we come back. Hey, my meatballs are good, y'all. I chose a casserole dish that was too small, so I have to cut off these tops so things fit better. Okay, we're at this point. I stuffed them. And I got them in there, wedged them in there, I should say. I am going to put a little mozzarella on them. This is the shredded. Okay. And just get that in there, a little bit on each one. You can add, like this cheese would be nice, sliced up, just that kind. You know, just put a little bit on. You can always add more towards the end. And it doesn't bake in here, of course. What I was going to say was, if you don't like peppers so hot, and when you grow them yourself, they are really much hotter, or you get them from a farmer's market rather than just a grocery store. At least that's been my experience. Anyway, you could parboil the peppers themselves, because I think it takes a little bit of the heat off. You know how when you, a raw onion as opposed to, like, say, a cooked onion, it calms it down a little bit. Well, to me, that's the same principle. So I'll just bake this until everything is hot. The meatballs are not cooked, if you saw, and they don't take that long. I'd say, what do you think, 40 minutes at the most, you know, on 350. But I'll put some foil on it and check it. When I put the foil on so the cheese doesn't come off onto the foil, I spray the foil a little bit before I put that on, if it's going to touch. If it's not, it's not. Okay, manja, there you go. I'm sure it'll be delicious because Thane likes everything in this dish. And then I'm going to have a little side of, I had leftover pasta. And I'm going to make it like a little bit creamy on the side to go with this, you know, so round it out. Maybe the rest of our broccoli we didn't finish last night. Not just this for dinner. Okie doke. Oh yeah, there were 5 meatballs left and I tucked them down in the sauce. and they will simmer and be done and go with our dinner also. Because I'm making a little pasta on the side.